Hi and welcome to Jack's Drumming Lessons. This is 6 drum fill building blocks to help with your creativity. So this is not 6 drum fills that you can use for lots and lots of songs. This is about taking 6 building blocks that you can use to make drum fills for the music that you play. Using these 6 building blocks, the creative permutation possibilities are into their dozens and dozens, and you can use those to build a vocabulary of drum fills for the music that you like to play. So whether you're a beginner or an intermediate or whatever, if you're a drummer that wants to play in bands or record your own drums or play along with backing tracks, if you want to come up with some quick, easy drum fills, you can do this using these 6 building blocks. So, what are drum fills and when should we play them? So drum fills are a short or long rhythmical phrase that we can play in conjunction with the groove that we might be playing. When should we play drum fills? So we could play drum fills in the intros of songs. We could play them in the outros of songs. We could also play them at the end of a section to lead into another section of a song. We could also play drum fills as a call and response between other instruments. Okay? So there are multiple uses for drum fills. They are really good for our drumming skills and they can really challenge our timekeeping as well. So let's look at the first 3 of our 6 building blocks. Here we're going to take the 3 parts of the rhythm pyramid, okay, which is crotchets, quavers and semi-quavers. Okay, so the exercise works like this. So first exercise, we can play the rhythm pyramid, the crotchets, quavers and semi-quavers, or the quarters, eighths and sixteenths, just on the snare drum first of all, and that's going to go like this. Okay, first exercise, then we can start to put that around the drums, high to low, snare drum to floor tom. Okay, like this. Okay, it's the first exercise. Okay, so let's look at the next 3 in our 6 building blocks. So with this, we're going to look at 3 permutations of a group of 4 semiquavers. Okay, so in this first one, we're going to look at these 3 notes. So we could play these 3 notes as this. Okay, we can think about that as 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. You could pick a word, a 3-syllable word like dinosaur or elephant. Okay, so dinosaur, 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 dinosaur. Okay, putting that around the drums goes like this. Dinosaur, dinosaur. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is another 3-note fill. So we're going to go like this. We can think of that one as 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, or you could say a word, blackberry. Okay, so blackberry, 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 blackberry. Blackberry, blackberry, blackberry. Okay, around the drums. Blackberry, 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 blackberry. Okay, then we could do another 3-note fill, which could be this one. Okay, we could think of it as 1E, a 2E, a 3E, a 4E, a, or we could say the word flamingo. Okay, so 1E, a 2E, a 3E, Okay, put that around the drums like this. Okay, so those are our 3 permutations of a group of 4 semiquavers. Okay, so our 6 in total. We have So if any of that was too difficult for you right now, what I recommend is go back and have a look on my YouTube channel. There's 2 warm-up workouts that will really help give you a good foundation for you then to start working on these drum fills later. So go and have a look through those. So in this first stage, the what becomes the rhythm. What is the rhythm that you are going to play in your drum fill? Once we have our rhythm, we have our structure, we have our musical skeleton that we can use and then develop on our drums later. In order to construct our rhythmical skeleton, what we can do is take our 6 building blocks and fill our 4 fingers, okay? This will make our 1 bar drum fill, okay? So we have our 4 fingers which represent each quarter to make our whole. So now with our first fill example, what I've done is taken 4 of our 6 building blocks and put them in a random order. Okay, so what we need to do now in this next stage is make sure that we can speak our rhythm before we play it. Okay, once we can speak it, it's going to be much easier to play. Okay, also it's going to help you not guess. What you don't want to do when it comes to playing a drum fill or comes to playing rhythm is guess. Make sure that you can speak your rhythm and it will help you play it not just once but each and every time. So we can use mnemonics to help us play our rhythm. Okay, we could use numbers or we could use words. So for my first fill I could say 1E, a 2 and a 3E and 4E and a. I could use words such as flamingo, blackberry, dinosaur, semi-quaver. Whatever works for you, okay? So let's try saying and playing that on the snare drum now, like this. So as an exercise, it can be really, really good to loop that round and round, okay? What you want to do with these is play them not until you get them right, but actually until you don't get them wrong. So loop that as many times as you want until you feel like you've really got it instilled in your muscle memory. So the how. In this second step, we're going to look at how we're going to play our drum fill, okay? Once we have our skeleton and our structure, we can start to understand how are we going to play it around the drums, aka the orchestration, okay? What tones of the drums are we going to use? Another aspect to this stage of constructing our drum fills is also the sticking, okay? The sticking is just as important as the rhythm, making sure that if we play the same sticking each time as well as the same rhythm, it's really going to help us make sure that we don't just get it right once, but we get it right each and every time. So when it comes to using the tones of the drums, there is no real wrong or right, okay? We want to keep the same sticking and rhythm, of course, but we can use the tones more creatively. So what I like to do is take each quarter at a time and split it over 2 drums, for example. So I'll take my first quarter and I will say flamingo, okay? And I'm going to play it like this. Flamingo. Okay, so that works for me. Then I'm going to take my second quarter, blackberry, and I'm going to do it over 2 drums, these 2 drums. So I'm going to go blackberry. Okay, so my first half will look and sound like this. Flamingo, blackberry. Okay, works for my first half. Next, I'm going to take my dinosaur, Okay, I'm going to go over these two drums, snare and the middle tom. So I'll go dinosaur. Okay, then I'm going to play my semi-quaver, but I'm going to split it over 3 drums. So I'm going to go snare, high, and then floor tom twice. So I'm going to go semi-quaver. Okay, so I start to build that, okay, and construct that quarter by quarter. Okay, so the first half is going to go like this. Okay, second half. Okay, so the whole thing all together slowly is going to sound like this. So when it comes to constructing drum fills in this way of using the 2 steps of the what and the how, we could use this to make drum fills over multiple genres. Punk rock being an example. And do it over an acoustic indie rock vibe. Or we could even use it over a disco funk track. So for whatever style of music it is that you play, try constructing your fills in this way. Try recording yourself, send them to me. I'd love to see you making fills in this way. Enjoy, have fun with it.